Let's hear from Gerald Storch, Storch Advisor CEO, former Toys R Us CEO. Jerry, welcome. Why are the stocks struggling if, as you say, the sales are not, or bubbling?
Well, there's kind of an urban myth out there that sales were pulled forward, they started fast, and they slowed down. I don't see any evidence that that's true, frankly. When I take a look at sales this year compared to 2019, the pre-pandemic period, they were up 22% in October. Guess what they were up in November? 22%. You have to go to the second decimal place to see any difference in that incredible growth over a 2-year period. I understand that's continued all the way through December. And this week, it's absolutely on fire. People have money and they're spending it. So I think people are confused when they see the retail sales reports. They compare month-over-month trends. No retailer looks at things that way. They say, how am I doing versus last year? What's my comp store sales gain? Well, how about 2 years ago in this case, because last year it was impossible to read. Guess what? It's up phenomenally, and it continues to be so.
So then why aren't stocks following suit? Now, I think we can segregate within the category of retail that there are some areas like department stores that just seem to be secularly in decline, but here are some of the ones that are doing pretty well overall, like Walmart and TJX and so forth. But why are the stocks not participating if the sales are so good?
Well, as you know, the market doesn't always move in lockstep performance with how the companies are actually performing for the long term. I would bet big time on Walmart, Target, Costco, TJX, the home supply companies. Oh my gosh, Home Depot and Lowe's continue to thrive. And if it's true that we're headed for more problems with the virus, they'll do even better, just like they did during the last lockdown. So these companies are great. Amazon is fantastic. It's been dead money all year. It's not going to stay that way. It has over a 20-year growth record of phenomenal success. They dominate the fastest growing segment in all of retailing, which is e-commerce. They can deliver goods when no one else can. They're gonna do great. So I have no idea why the stock's trying to sync with reality here. Like I said, I think there's a lot of noise out there saying sales are slowing down, sales are slowing down. They are not slowing down.
I'm amazed, Jerry, at the numbers that SpiderMan just put up over the weekend. $250 million is way higher than I thought would be feasible right now. What does that tell you?
Well, I call that the Spider-Man effect. If people are willing to go to the movies, think about it, and sit for 2 hours in an enclosed theater, right? They're that frightened about going back to normal life. And that's what we're seeing now in even mall traffic and certainly in strip centers. Again, at the companies I just named, like Target and Walmart, the stores are jammed. Costco, I went there the other day. You could not find a single parking space.
Yeah.
Where were all those people? In the store, shopping, inside during all this. And by the way, today is the last day for most retailers you can order and get it delivered before Christmas. There was a great ad for Costco. It said, the last sleigh leaves at midnight. From now on, you have to go to the store to get it. So we're going to see some big numbers over the next 4 days.
So why are department stores struggling so much? Can they survive as a group?
It's a great question, Tyler. I haven't seen any one of them do the kind of massive reinvention of their business model they're going to need to do in order to thrive. They've made little tweaks and all the rest, and because they had a little bit of a dead cat bounce when they're performing against, numbers last year that were horrendous, they're saying, see, my long-term strategy is working. That's absolutely absurd. What wasn't working before the pandemic isn't going to work now. Even in November, that dead cat bounce seemed to be operating on fumes, as their 2-year stack was the worst of any segment, even during boom times. For a retailer, even restaurants did better than department stores in a 2-year comparison. So it's clear that what they're doing isn't working. And once they get into next year and beyond, the fact that they have no clothes, I hate to say it for department stores, but the fact that Apple has no clothes is going to be very, very obvious. They need to massively reinvest their business around the internet, around something that your kids will want to buy, not what your grandmother wants to buy, and then they have a chance. But right now, I haven't seen a single one of them, not one of them, take those kinds of steps.
All right, Jerry, thanks very much. Forcefully put there, Jerry Storch. We appreciate it.
Like tough talk with Storch.